Well, so what we have over here, it's called as a Wheatstone meter bridge. So what do you see in this Wheatstone meter bridge? This is an arrangement of the same Wheatstone which we have discussed in our last session, in which there was 4 resistance in 4 different arms. There were 4 resistance in 4 different arms. To recall the Wheatstone bridge that we had studied, we had this was the bridge that we had studied, right? So this had 4 resistance, P, Q, this was R, and this was S, given as P, Q, R, S. Okay, so this was connected to a battery, right? Now here we had a galvanometer connected between points B and D. This was A and this was B. Okay, now similarly this is also a type of, this is also a form of this bridge, but it is in a slightly in a different form. Here we consider this as one unknown resistance. This is a known resistance R. This is an experiment setup which you will be even doing your practicals in your college, right? So here on the left hand side you have to keep an unknown resistance X. Here you will be keeping a resistance R. Now as you see, this blue color ones is the copper strips. So this resistor is connected to this point. This point of this resistor is connected over here. So let us take this point maybe as A, this is B, and this is C, and let this point be considered as P, right? So here again we have a similar kind of an configuration as you can see over here, that this part of the resistance is this, like this resistance is say for example we write it as P. So this is P of this bridge, this is Q of this bridge, and this part of this resistance from point let us let this point be D and let this point be E. So the distance dP, right? So this resistance between D and P will be a resistance that will be equal to R, and P and E, this resistance will be equal to S, right? So let us give this value as a small r, otherwise you will get confused with this resistance R, right? So here this is again like, and the galvanometer which was given between B and D is connected between B and P here. That does the letters have changed, but this is arm P, this is arm Q, this is arm R, and this is arm S, correct? Now this whole part like A and B is connected to a battery, so it will be connected to a battery. So and it will always have a key over here, that is always a key, and this will be having an EMF E. Now when you on the key, so this is a slider, this is a kind of a jockey, a point, and this D and E is then resistive wire. This D and E, the whole wire is a resistance, okay, and it has got a scale, and this scale is 1 meter long. That is why it is called as a meter bridge. The distance between D and E is 1 meter or 100 centimeter, and that is why it is called as a Wheatstone bridge, meter bridge. Now this is a Wheatstone network, okay. Now this is a Wheatstone meter bridge. Now here when you on the circuit, now this galvanometer will show some deflection because the bridge will not be balanced, it will be any arbitrary value. As I keep moving this jockey through on this particular wire, what will happen? I will get certain deflections in the current, and there will be one particular point where the galvanometer will show 0 current. Only at that particular point the galvanometer will show 0 current. what will that indicate? That the bridge is balanced. Like we had seen in the last case, when the bridge is balanced, potential between B and D becomes 0, and so there is no flow of current between these 2 points. And in such a case, what will happen? We say that the bridge is balanced. We had seen the application of that. If there is a resistance connected in that, we remove the resistance and throw away, and then we simplify the circuit. But otherwise, if there is a galvanometer connected to measure the current, a galvanometer also has its own resistance. Okay, so not only it acts like a resistance in that particular arm, plus it also shows the current which is flowing through it. So here, when the bridge is balanced, what happens? The current in the galvanometer will show 0, and it will only happen at one particular point. And at that particular point, what happens? This criteria of a balanced bridge is satisfied. What is the criteria for a balanced bridge? That P upon Q equal to R upon S. So the same thing should happen over here. If the galvanometer is showing 0, which means the bridge is balanced, and the bridge is balanced, then what will happen? So this is P, this is Q. So I will draw this as X upon R, right, is equal to resistance of length dP, resistance for the length dP upon resistance for the length PE. Resistance for the length PE. What is RdP? Is the resistance of the length dP. What is RPE? Resistance of the length PE. Correct? So this arm is R and this length is S resistance. So this is analogous again to this, that P upon Q is equal to R upon S. Is that clear? Now from this meter scale we have to measure this length. So this length here will be L1. This length from D and P that we should measure on this meter scale, and we get it as L1. What will be the length PE? That will be 100 minus L1. What will be length PE? Because it is 100 centimeter, this whole thing is 100 centimeter or 1 meter. 100 centimeter or 1 meter. So the remaining length PE will be 100 minus L1. Is that clear? So if length dP, length dP is equal to L1, length PE will be equal to 100 minus L1, right? Writing this in terms of relation. Now let us assume this whole resistance is made up of the same material. So this length and this material, the diameter and the specific resistance of this and this throughout the whole wire, it is constant and it is same. We have seen that the value of a resistance R is equal to the specific resistance into, it is we had seen that in the chapter when we had studied resistance, right, in where resistance is directly proportional to the length L and inversely proportional to the area, and this is your resistance, specific resistance, right? So if this is the resistance and this whole length or this wire is having an area A, right? So what will be the value of resistance dP? What will be the value of resistance dP? That means what will be the value of this resistance will be equal to the specific resistance, that is the property of that material of that wire we have used, no, into L1 upon A. Is that clear? Will be equal to L1 upon A. What will be the resistance PE? Resistance PE will be equal to density. What is the distance there? 100 minus L1 upon A, right? 100 minus L. If I take the ratio of these two for having, that is R dP upon R PE would be the ratio of this into L1 upon A into density is in 100 minus L1 upon A. So what do we have? This gets cancelled. So what do we have? The ratio of this resistance will be given as L1 upon 100 minus L1. This will be the ratio of, right? So this ratio, I will be writing it over here. RdP upon RPE will be equal to L1 upon 100 minus L1, right? So this gives me a universal equation for the Wheatstone bridge, which says that X upon R equal to L1 upon 100 minus L1. What is L1? L1 is the length from the left hand side where the bridge is said to be balanced. Now you have to be very conversant with these words of balancing of a bridge and the length L. You will be given a lot of problems where they will say that the Wheatstone bridge is balanced at the length of say 20 centimeter. So that 20 centimeter will be always from the left hand side, right? So they will not give you this length PE because you are expected to know for a Wheatstone bridge the total length is always 100 centimeter. It is 1 meter. So it is always going to be 100 minus L1. That is why it is written in this equation. So this is the formula for Wheatstone meter bridge. So if you have to find the value of this X, that is an unknown resistance. So unknown resistance will be R into L1 upon 100 minus L1, right? So from this equation you can find out the value of unknown resistance. The importance or the application of this meter bridge is to find the unknown value of an unknown resistance capital X. Is that clear? So this is all about your Wheatstone meter bridge. It's a very simple, it is an experiment also for you, for your practicals, 12th standard, and a lot of problems also comes with the Wheatstone bridge. But if you understand this concept clearly in relation to the basic Wheatstone network, then you will understand and know to solve these problems more easily. It's nothing very difficult. You have to just understand the balancing length. This is the balancing length where the current in the galvanometer will be 0. Any other position other than this P, there will be some current flowing in the circuit. If I move this beyond P, this galvanometer will deflect on this side. If I take this beyond P, it will deflect on this side. By the way, I forgot to tell you that a galvanometer, it is always in the center when it is 0. This side gives a negative direction, and when it goes from here, it gives a positive direction. There are different types of galvanometer. Some galvanometer extreme left is 0. In some galvanometer the center is 0. So if the direction of current changes, so it will either go deflect before 0 or after 0. After 0 means it will be a positive direction. Before 0 means it will be a negative direction. So if I take this at anywhere between D and P, it will go on to the negative side. If I take this point between P and E, it will go on to the positive side, right? So it will show some current, right? And only at point P, where it is a balanced point, the current in the galvanometer will be shown as 0. Is that clear? Fine. Please take.